So in this episode, I'll be doing a recap kind of where I'm at in my 52-week challenge. Hi, I'm Meshack, and welcome back to another episode of The Bemuse, where we talk about all things personal finance for young adults just like us. And if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. So, the 52-week challenge. So basically what this challenge is you are associating a dollar amount for each week of the year. So how I do that is if it's week 1, I save $1, if it's week 2, I save $2, and so on and so forth until you reach 52 weeks or $52 at the end of the year for that last week. So this is just a recap. So we'll place a card somewhere up, down, somewhere around here where we can link back to that video that I did just a few weeks ago on the things that I was going to be challenging myself with financially in 2019. So right now, I'm about on the 20th week because I began in December instead of January of 2019. So I'm about 20 weeks in, almost at the halfway mark, and I have to date $210 in savings. Now what I have done for the 52-week challenge is slightly different than what I guess the rule itself implies. Is because it's a little bit challenging for me to transfer money from one account to another every single week, I transfer the funds at the end of the month. So for that first month in December, although I started almost towards 2019, weird, I know I kind of cheated, didn't follow it exactly, but what I did was I took, okay, week 1 would have been $1, week 2 would have been $2, and so on and so forth for that month. Everything equated up to $10. So $10 was pretty simple to just transfer from my checkings to my savings account for the month of December and just knock that out entirely. So that meant that I only had 52 minus 4 weeks, which is what, 48?
Yes.
Gotta check my math. I'm not good under pressure. So 48 weeks. So since then, that's pretty much been my approach. Is every month I just do one transaction, usually on the last day of the month. I'm weird, don't know why. And I add up what it's going to be, the amount for that month. So last month it was $78 and so on and so forth. So what I've also been doing is any little bit of funds that I have that I can afford to save, I've been just forcing myself to save as much as possible. So some months it might be a little bit more that I'm able to put aside, and the reason why I think that that's a good thing is because when I'm going to be finished with this challenge, the Christmas and holiday season are going to be rapidly approaching towards that time of the year. And when I did my math around November and December, that's going to be about $200 each month of savings. And that might be a little bit challenging just with, like I said, buying Christmas presents and things like that. So the way how I figure it is if I kind of front load things a little bit now and I put a little bit more aside in those 2 months, maybe I don't have to put as much at that time, but I still get to the same end result that I'm hoping for, which is $1,378 is what you would save if you stick with this 52-week challenge. What I'm going to be saving this money towards, I still haven't decided as of yet what I'm going to use it for. I know Akiva probably has some sort of plans for the money.
I have plans for your money?
Yeah, she has plans for the money.
Okay.
But I'm not too sure what I want to do with it yet. I don't know if I want to take a trip somewhere, if I want to just keep it as another savings or an emergency fund, I don't know. But whatever I choose to spend it on, or if I choose not to spend it, I think it's a really great habit for everyone to try and do, just because, you know, it's another cushion, another bit of savings that you have for if something comes up or you don't have to bother anyone for any money. Although I know that it might be a little difficult to even stick to this challenge, I would say do what works best for you. If you cannot stick to the 52-week challenge because it's just too much for you and you aren't able to save that much weekly or monthly or whatever, I would say do it for as much as you can, and when you've reached that cap, you know, start over. You'll be amazed at how much you can save and how much you can do if you stick within what you're comfortable with and what you know you can do. So what's motivating me to keep saving towards this unknown goal or unknown thing is just the ability to be able to say that I made it through the 52-week challenge. That's honestly it. This year, like again, mentioned in that video that I did that came out either December or January, a few months ago, I was just trying to push myself to save as much as I could this year. I noticed that sometimes I would have some influx in cash where I would have a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, but usually a little bit more. And Akiva and I kind of disagree on this a bit, is I would kind of say to myself, well, okay, I have an extra $50. That means I can maybe spend a little bit more because my savings is already factored into my budget. So this extra $50 is kind of just however I want to spend it. So what I've been doing, or what I'm trying to do this year, is really force myself to try and see how much more I can save if I just say, well, you know what? So what if I have an extra $50? Yeah, I can spend a little bit, but maybe let's spend somewhere like 10 or 20, and let's save that 30 if we were dealing with that $50 figure. And then at the end of the year, wow, you know, I might have gained an extra $1,000, an extra $750, whatever that figure is. So this 52-week challenge is just a way to structure it all, where I know what I'm going to end up with at the end of the year, but I am still pushing myself to put aside a little bit more if I can. So thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell us what type of challenges you might be doing in 2019, some ways that you're able to save, whether it be on groceries, credit card, whatever it might be. Let us know in the description. Let us know in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Adios.